new leadership technologies, focusing on oncology. FIRX. Let's see, don't want to miss any chats over there on YouTube. REAX, REAX, continues a strength presence throughout. REFR, Smart Glass, window at AIA conference, nothing there. STTK, investors conference call. Tilray, Fluff, Vero. Venus Concept regains compliance with NASDAQ minimum equity requirements. Okay. So nothing at 7:30. We got really nothing at 7:30, unfortunately. But let's go back to what we have caught this morning. Of course, VRAX. Hopefully you guys picked up some VRAX in after hours yesterday. We talked about that stock in after hours, and hopefully you grabbed a little bit of it while it was running up and held it overnight, because it did pay off big time. MNST. Let's take a look. MNST. Popping up MNST. Monster. Of all stocks, Monster Beverage Company announces preliminary results of a tender offer. So MNST, Monster, is popping up just a little bit. Thank you very much. David got big from 270 to 288. We had some bad news out on BIG on Big Lots this morning, and caused that stock to drop a lot. They missed on revenues big time, and that stock took a nosedive, to say the least. And we talked about the dip buy opportunity there. Waited for it to drop to the bottom and then take an opportunity of a potential reversal at the bottom. And looks like that worked out for a few folks. What else? KITT, KITT. That had a nice little run from 7 o'clock this morning. Of course, VRAX. Also, FRGT. How many of you caught FRGT? They put out a press release this morning, and I hope you guys were able to catch that. That took off this morning. Right at 7 o'clock, it dipped down to about 80 cents, and it did manage to get all the way to $1.25. So a nice little climb on that one. It is pushing back up now. It's staying above $1. It's bounced off $1 twice now and went back up. So let's hope it stays above $1 and continues to climb on their news. ISPC, that one tried to climb. It's come down quite a bit since after hours. That was the one from after hours yesterday that we talked about, and it climbed so beautifully in after hours from like 34 cents up to 74 cents. Beautiful, beautiful climb. But it's back down to 43 now, and it's not really doing a whole lot. Really lost a lot of steam. NVAX, of course. What can you say about NVAX? That one is doing beautifully. It's gone up about $4 just since 7 o'clock this morning. It's up $4. So beautiful, beautiful climb. MSGM, nothing there. SXTC. Now that one had a nice little climb this morning. That one got brought to us by one of our community members. That went from $1.21 to $1.55. That was a nice little climb. What else did we get this morning? We talked about Z-Car a little bit here in early pre-market, but it's come back down to 17.5. So we've had quite a few of them that ran up this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Grocery Roller, good morning. Good morning to everybody on TikTok. Thank you all very much for joining us. And thank you on YouTube as well. You guys are wonderful over there in YouTube land. Our subscribers are growing in YouTube, and our daily views are going up. It's been an absolutely wonderful ride so far on YouTube, and the same way with TikTok. It's been absolutely amazing, and I have loved every second of it. Bryce, good morning. ACHR spike up. Let's continue to watch for news here. We'll see what pops up. We really got nothing at 7:30. So now our next big hope for some great news is going to come at 8 o'clock. The news pops in at 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30 on the half hour. That's when we get our big dumps of press releases. They do trickle in a little bit in between the half hours, but for the most part, the news comes in on the half hour. Discord, as always, has been on fire since 4 o'clock this morning. We've got some really dedicated folks that come in there at 4 o'clock and just start nailing the call outs on stuff, and it's been great. Just been great. So hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. We've had a few new members join us on the website in the last few days, and we do appreciate you guys joining us. And we've had a few cancellations, and that's okay too. A lot of folks will join our live stream on the website, and they don't know if they're going to like it or not. So they'll subscribe, and then a few days later they'll cancel it, knowing that it's going to last until the end of the month. The subscriptions go from the time you sign up to 1 month later, so it's calendar time. And I see a lot of people that'll sign up, subscribe to the live stream, and then about 3 days later they cancel the subscription. And then they try it for a few weeks, and they either decide it works for them and it's some valuable information, or it's not, and they don't renew. But we get a lot of people that will come in, sign up, cancel their subscription a few days later, and then by the end of the month they realize, hey, this is pretty cool. This is pretty accurate, and making some good calls here. ONMD expands industry access. Take a look at ONMD quickly. That one's bouncing up pretty nice. Don't know where it's going to go, but go take a look at it. ONMD, that's what this is all about, is us calling them out when they take off in pre-market, especially with news attached, and then you guys can jump over and look at them and see if it's something that you're interested in. But like I was saying, we get a lot of folks that try it for a couple of weeks and go, I think this is something I want to try for a little bit more. And then we find them renewing their subscriptions, and always happy to have those folks with us. some days it's pretty slow. Some days it's crazy, crazy call outs with a ton of stocks that are just going bananas. This morning's not been terrible bad. We've had some pretty decent ones. ONMD looks like it popped up and it's coming back down now. We'll see if that one gets any legs on it. It popped up on that press release, which is less than 2 minutes old here. It popped from $1.62 to 205, so it had a really nice spike on that 1 minute candle. But like I said, it's coming back down now. So if you missed that first minute, jumping in that first minute, now is your opportunity to take a look at it, read the news, see if you like it. Look, be patient. Be patient. That's the key. Be patient and wait for that good entry, that nice dip opportunity entry before you pull the trigger. You don't want to chase them. All right. Third quarter financials. We're getting a few press releases popping up here while I'm talking, but none of them have amounted to anything. There went ONMD. So, did you guys get that dip on OMD on that 2 minute candle there and jump in? We'll find out how many of you did when everyone starts posting their percentages. Big lots back up to 298. So we had a nice dip buy opportunity on big lots, BIG. We talked about that this morning. The news came out. They missed on revenues pretty bad, and the stock absolutely tanked. It went from 369 down to 257. So it dropped pretty significantly. And we talked about it at the bottom, looking for that reversal and taking a nice dip buy opportunity for the jump. And it's gone from 257 now back to 298. So that may have worked out pretty well for some of you if you took advantage of it. Damon got ONMD just since we've been talking here from 190 to 210. JJS Stocks got it from 185 to 207. Kim got it from 190 to 207. Ryan got it from 190 to 2. They jumped in and jumped out and locked in that profit. There's a spider on your chair. It smacked 210 ever so quickly. And it's right back down to 186. Is it done? Probably. Hopefully you took your in and out already. That's how you play those things. Silver Fox, good morning. Good morning to you. All right. OESX, no volume. Let's go back to our volume runners here. KIT, trying to push back up again. AEMD. Boy, that's a roller coaster ride. Look at AEMD this morning since 7 o'clock. Absolute roller coaster. SXTC, that was another one that we called out this morning. It's starting to climb back up again. Raise your hand if you got some SXTC early this morning. It's gone from 123, bounced all the way to 155, fell back to 127, and now it's back to 140. So that one's starting to climb back up. Not bad this morning, not bad. And just an FYI, I will do a 4 o'clock today. We'll be on again at 4 p.m. today and do some after hours trading and see if we can find a runner in after hours. Oh, that coffee is good in the morning. AEMD starting to push back up. It's been a real roller coaster this morning. VRAX continues to come down. Now, for those of you on the website, and you can see my charts, remember when we drew this trend line? Same thing happened yesterday on another stock. I don't recall which one it was, but we did the same thing where we drew the trend line, and I told you if it breaks below the trend line, have your finger on the sell button. As long as it stays above the trend line, continue to hold. Look what it did on VRAX. Climbed up, and then it fell down below that trend line, as you can clearly see, and from there on, it was nothing but down. So this was your trade. If you were able to get in somewhere on this reversal here, let it ride up. When it starts to fall, you've seen the 2 red candles there, and you've seen it fall below the trend line. That was your out. So that's how helpful these can be. If you're not in the habit of using them, they're very helpful. They help me trade a lot. I use these a lot to decide how long I'm going to hold, or should I get out. You know, if on this particular candle right here above the trend line, if somebody had asked me at this point, are you still holding? Are you going to hold? My answer is yes. I'm still holding. I'm still going to hold. But a minute later, if they'd ask the same question, I'd say, I don't know. Ask me 1 minute later after that, my answer is my finger's on the sell button. So your opinion about holding or selling can change from minute to minute depending on how it's holding up on this trend line. And of course, the volume that goes along with it. All right. Let's go back to volume. Well, let's see. Look at GameStop running up beautifully. GameStop decided to take a run again from 31, shot up to 32.9. Pulling back here a little bit, but boy, what a nice little run up. Nice dollar run. FRGT, that was another one we called out this morning. Hopefully you made money on that first run up. Again, let's do it again. This is just for the people on the website. Look at the trend line. When it started running, look at the trend line. It ran up that trend line and stayed above the trend line. This is all a hold here. As soon as it broke down below that trend line, look what it did. It just continued to sink. So again, this gives you a clear indication of where should I get out? How high should I let it go before I get out? Perfect example again. When it starts to climb again, same thing happened on the second run. Look at it, run that trend line, and then as soon as it falls below the trend line, look what it does. So they're pretty easy if you do it that way. They're kind of easy to anticipate. That was $1 million lesson right there. Well, it dropped below the line, but didn't stay below the line. That's what we're looking for. If the wick falls below that trend line, that's okay. That just means a quick sell off, but the buyers came back in and pushed it back up. And that's the strength we're looking for. You want to look at the body of the candle. The first time it breaks through the bottom of that trend line, the body of the candle, that's when you want to start peeking up and going, maybe let me get my finger on the sell button here. And then watch for the next one. And then the next one. And just keep your eye on it. But if the wick, like I said, if the wick shoots down below that trend line, not a big deal. It's the next candle after that you're really keeping an eye on. All right. Let's see. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. All right. XTC, QME, Kim SXTC from 132 to 141. ONMD is still running. How many of you jumped in on ONMD? How many of you jumped on ONMD this morning? Big pullback on that thing. Back to 178 and then right back up to 220. T-Bird sold too soon, but green. It depends on, as far as time frames, it really depends on what kind of trading you're doing. I do very quick in and out on day trades. So I'm using a 1 minute candle because it gives me a very tight, close snapshot of what's going on with volume and the buys and sells, level 2. I like to see that real tight snapshot for quick in, quick out. If I'm doing swing trading, if I'm going to hold something for a couple of hours, maybe into tomorrow, the next day, then I'm looking at the 5 minute chart and I'm looking at the 30-minute chart. I like the 30-minute chart to look at for the day to get some overall trends. If I want to see, is this stock trending up? Is it trending down? What did it do for half of the day? What did it do the second half of the day or for the entire day? I look at the 30-minute chart. And I used to do the 1 minute and the 5 minute at the same time. I'd have two charts up on the same stock, two charts, one stock, 1 minute chart, 5-minute chart, and I'd watch both of them simultaneously, so that I got a close-up snapshot of that stock movement, and I got a little bit pulled back, sort of the big picture movement of it, to understand the bigger picture as far as trend goes. So not a bad idea to look at both. But remember, if you're doing technical analysis, your technical analysis is going to change depending on what time frame of chart you're using. So never lose sight of that. ONMD is coming down hard. It popped down, managed to get up to 220, and now it's back to 194. All right, let's go back here to GameStop. GameStop pulling back down. Lulu. Got some news here on Lulu. Lulu. Price target raised to 447 on Lulu. That's fun to say. Looks to me like Lulu is going to continue to rise here in pre-market, and I wouldn't surprise me a bit if that continues to run when the market opens. Wouldn't shock me a bit to see that hit 350. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. It'd be nice to be able to buy a bunch of those. All right. Yes, Kim's doing pretty well here with us this morning. Let's go back here. OCP presentation. We've got about 2 minutes, about a minute and a half. A minute and a half, and we're going to get our 8 o'clock press releases, and we'll stick around with you guys until those 8 o'clock press releases stop rolling in. And then we're going to say goodbye on TikTok and YouTube, and then we're just going to go over to the website primarily. And you're welcome to join us on the website, wolfpackcommunity.com. wolfpackcommunity.com. Everyone is welcome. We need to get us a good one. And also, again, for the newer traders, at 8 o'clock, you're going to see some pretty wild candle action. You're going to see candles going up and down and spiking up and going crazy. Don't let that fool you into thinking that the price is actually spiking up like that. Don't let it fool you. Keep an eye on the bid price and the ask price. That's where the price is. That's where you're going to get your buys and sells. Don't pay attention to those candles. That's market makers flushing orders. Don't pay any attention to it. And it'll last for about 5 minutes most of the time. Don't let it fool you into thinking it's going to go up. A lot of new traders get fooled by that. What time do you stay on the website until? Chris, I am on the website till about, I start at 6:45 in the morning, and I go until about 9:40, 9:42, someplace in there. It's just like 5 minutes shy of 3 hours long. All right, here is our 8 o'clock. Let's see what we get. CERO completes investigation of new drug studies. Got a little bounce, but no volume. AFRM expands payment offerings. Closed ASPI closed an additional offering of convertible notes. ECOR closes a 9.3 registered direct offering. Nothing there. Goldman Sachs Healthcare Conference. BRLS News. BRLS News. Continuing to click through these for you. Presentation, growth, insurance, KRBP enrolled its first patient in a clinical trial. PGY adjusted EBITDA guidance popped a little bit. BNZI signs 169 customers in May. They got a little bit of a bounce. Not a lot of volume there, but it did get a little bit of bounce on BNZI. Not big news. TNXP poster presentation. CERO. How many of you grabbed that one? That was the one, CERO. That's the one I read off, that it was they completed an investigational new drug study. Hopefully you guys went over and looked at it at least. All right. So CERO is up now 49%, bouncing around quite a bit. Oh, it's from Wilson's TD. I'm trying to. Where do you read your stock news? Where do you read your stock news? I get stock news on my trading platform, eTrade Pro. But because we're part of a community, we get news sources from everybody in the community. Everybody's got their own favorite news source. Some people are using Bazinga Pro. Some people are using Momo Scanner. We've got people checking FinViz. We've got people checking Yahoo Finance. A lot of different sources. And because it's part of a community, everybody brings whatever information they find, whatever press release they see pop up on whatever their favorite scanner is, they bring it to the group immediately so we can all go take a look at it. So we're catching the news from many, many different sources all at once, and giving us all at least an opportunity to jump in. Not everybody jumps into every single press release, obviously. Each person kind of makes their own decision whether they like the news or not. And but at least, the very least, we at least have the opportunity to jump in if we want to. We can at least say, yeah, that stock went up crazy today, and I saw it when it started. I was there at the beginning. I chose not to get in, but I was there at the beginning. I saw that stock go. And of course, then other people are saying, I did get in when it started, but at least you had the opportunity. And that's what it's all about, is at least having the opportunity to get in. Whether you pull the trigger or not, it's up to you. But it's pretty valuable information when you can catch those press releases very, very quickly. Ryan, CERO from 110 to 125. There's another, that's a perfect example of somebody seeing the news, hearing the news, taking a look at it, jumping in, writing it up a little bit, and then jumping out and locking in profit. Jelinski sent you an email, but no response. I will have to take a look at my spam folder. It may have went into my spam folder. I get a lot of messages that for some reason pop into my spam folder, but I will check that out. As soon as I get done with my live here this morning, I'll go check. All right, CERO pulled back down. Quick in and quick out. Quick in and quick out. Does the website work on a mobile phone? You can see the live stream on your mobile phone, yes. However, you can't see the message thread. You can't see the comments that are being put up, and you can't add a comment on a cell phone. But you can see the live as it's going. You can hear the live. You just can't participate in the message thread. But I try to read off everything that hits the message thread. If somebody calls something out, I try to read it off so that everybody's aware of it if you can't see it on your cell phone. A lot of people will put the live stream up on their phone while they're trading on their computer so they can trade, or they're in the Discord so they can see comments in the Discord, and they're watching the live so they can hear me calling some of these stocks out. CERO, Sean, from 99 cents to $1.19. Another quick in and quick out. Love that. You can see the message thread on the website. You can see it if you're on your iPad, if you're on your laptop, if you're on your desktop. You can see the message thread on the live stream that we do on the website, yes. But just not on the phone. And it's not me, it's the web provider that I use for my website. It's a feature they don't have. They don't allow to see the message thread on your phone, unfortunately. If they ever offer it, I'll definitely have it there. That even just watching on your phone, you're not going to miss a lot of the comments that pop up, because I try to do a pretty good job of reading off the comments that people are putting up, especially if they're stock call outs. Stock trading, yes. Thank you, Sheila. All right. CERO, nothing there. And no more press releases. So everything I read off, that was about it as far as press releases. CERO is the only one that really took off at 8 o'clock on a press release, and it was a very quick spike from 95 cents to $1.35. So it was a very quick in, quick out, take your profit and go. So now let's go back to what is running. Let's give you an update here before we say goodbye. VRAX trying, but not doing very well. ISPC is pushing up. ISPC. INVAX starting to push back up. And how about VNDA? VNDA. What do you guys think of that one? VNDA. Starting to push up a little bit. VNDA. Now that one is going up on a press release. Cycle Pharmaceuticals confirms an all-cash proposal to acquire VNDA for $8 per share. So they're going to be bought out for $8 per share. It's a proposal. The stock's at 620, and they're being offered 8. So could it go from 620 to 8? Yeah, probably could. So you might want to take a look at that one. At least give it your eyeball for a second. See what you think of it. Take a look at the float. Let's take a look at the float real quick before I let you go. 55 million public float. So Take an eyeball at VNDA. Look at, just look at it. Pick your spot and see if it goes up to $8. You might make some good money on that one. You never know. All right. AIXI, that one is going up on that news. Popped up a little bit. AIXI partners with global leader in health technology. So it popped up pretty nice, climbed up. It's falling back down now again. Another quick in and out. So anyway, you guys have a good day of trading. I will be back on at 4 p.m. To do after hours. In the meantime, we're going to go back over to the website where we've been going live now for a couple hours. And I'll see you guys this afternoon. So you guys have a beautiful day. Good luck on your trading, and cut those losses small, please. I'll see you guys this afternoon if you can join us. Thank you.